I mean, interesting. Post the Tribe, if we could just talk about that, Tom, because I know that a lot of your fans have followed your career. And for those who, for the very minor people that may not be aware, Tom has become a very, very major producer in Australasia and indeed around the world. And so, how did you get into that, Tom? Was that something you always wanted to get into, that side of the business?
Um, yeah, so when I first got into producing, Ray, I actually was doing so because I wanted to produce work for myself as an actor. So, I thought it would be a smart thing to do to learn production and producing and financing so that I could put films together and then cast myself in them. And so in our first movie that we made, which was a micro-budget sort of murder mystery film called I'm Not Harry Jensen, I actually co-starred in that movie. And I made it with James Napier Robertson, who, of course, the Tribe fans will know. And we made that for very low budget. We went and raised the money ourselves through private investors. And that was almost like our film school, Ray, where we didn't really know what we were doing in a lot of areas. But we learned on the job, and we ended up with a film that was pretty cool and that we were proud of. And out of that experience, I just learned so much. Even though the film turned out pretty well, I got quite a lot of things wrong as well. You got to remember I left school when I was, not even 15, and I didn't have, a university education, and here I was, producing a movie and being responsible for the budget of a movie, which was over $100,000.
Well, that is a lot of money, but at least you did it, Tom, and it's a terrific. I enjoyed that, and that showed the talents of James as a director, actually, as well. And is that how you got together on? How did Dark Horse come about?
Yeah, well, that's right. And at the time, I mean, the $100,000 seemed like such a colossal amount of money. But this is the thing: is as we get more and more experience and we grow, then the goalposts shift that little bit further away, and so these days, I'm lucky enough to be producing, some quite big, ambitious projects. I just had a movie come out not too long ago starring Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter fame, called Guns Akimbo, which is in release in all around the world currently. We've got a film in post-production that I'm producing starring Chloe Grace Moretz. So I've been lucky to work with some big internationally renowned actors, which has been great. But yeah, working with James, we worked together on The Dark Horse, which is a film that probably the film that I'm most proud of, Ray, in my career as a producer. It's a film based on a true story about a man named Genesis Portini, who was an incredible human being. He was a bipolar sufferer, an indigenous Maori New Zealander. But his gift, Ray, was he was an incredible chess player. And The Dark Horse tells his story as he starts a chess club for disadvantaged youth, and leads them to the New Zealand Chess Championship. And sort of, despite his own adversities, takes on this challenge to lead this group of young people, and it's about his journey as he does so. And I'm very proud of the film. We won a lot of awards, James and I, around the world with that movie. I think it's up to about 40 international film festival awards, and it was a big hit here in New Zealand, box office wise, and in other territories around the world. So it really helped set up our careers, and it was an amazing experience.
Tom, my own grandson Dylan, who's as you know, Dylan aspires to be a filmmaker, and he that's on his top 10 movies. He loves that film, and I should say, for any of the listeners, anybody, if you have an opportunity of catching it, you really must, and because it's a beautiful, beautiful film, and I think James did a lovely job writing and directing it, and you, Tom, amazing to bring it together as you did, and I think it's I can tell it's a heart project because it emotionally connected to me. I mean, I loved it and still love it, and many congratulations, and it achieved all the recognition it really deserved, and so well done on that. And so, how could some of our fans access it? Is it available on DVD or online, or I guess if they just Google The Dark Horse, they'll find out that, or try and find it somewhere?
Yes, most territories around the world, Ray, either have it on Amazon Prime or Google Play or iTunes, and in some territories it's on Netflix. So it depends on where in the world people are. But if they just search The Dark Horse, or if they're having any troubles, they're finding it under The Dark Horse. If they search The Dark Horse Tom Hern or The Dark Horse James Napier Robertson, it should pop up as well. But yeah, it's a lovely film and about an incredible man, you know. And James and I were very lucky to have the privilege to tell Genesis's story. He's such an amazing human. So yeah, thank you for your kind words.
He's passed on from that. He's passed away, Tom, isn't he? But his memory will live forever through that and touch a lot.
Big time.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. And Tom, have you? I mean, before this virus, I mean, again.
For more information on audio dramatisations, please visit www.tribeworld.com. Keep the dream alive.